Hello, everybody. I'm Will,
And I'm Kristen.
and this is So I'm Watching You, Season 4, Episode 7.
Oh, Good Man, Cruel World. It's on Wikipedia.
Who's the good man?
All three of them. Reese and Tom and Joe. It's metaphorical. It's not real. They're not good men. None of them. Although Tom weirdly seems like the best bad one. I might have drunk the Greg Kinnear Kool-Aid.
Reese is real.
I mean, I assume. As opposed to what?
A figment of Joe's.
Oh, no, I think he's real.
Well, he, portaled in there at the end, so I was like... we're dealing with Joe.
I know. I think it's real. But I do wonder this...
So who is this man that Joe killed?
It has to be a twin.
So he has... So Reese has a twin that he is seemingly providing for? Because it's like, if a twin isn't in Reese's story...
That is probably why he wanted him killed.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, I also feel like it might have been
who was Emma?
I think it might have been like a prestige situation where like maybe she didn't know they were twins.
Okay.
And because he was like the one that got killed was like, can't we just talk about this? Can't we just talk about this? And like, I don't know, that's what it feels like. So it's like Reese has been sleeping around, but like the twin was not sleeping around. And like,
I don't think the twin deserved the military grade ball torture before being choked out by Joe Goldberg. That's rude. It's gonna kind of bum me out.
And he didn't even have the decency to keep his wiener exposed.
It's all purple and lifeless.
Well, the wiener was presumably fine. It was just ball torture.
I guess I went to like a cock ring place.
Oh.
There was like flesh ripping.
Yeah,
I'm not fully sure that I comprehend, and I guess that's okay.
I don't get it, and I think that's fine.
I think that'll be.
Well, it was like, I mean, it was also reminding me quite a bit of the Casino Royale, where Mads Mikkelsen is just like, it's just hilarious. Yeah, that's what it's doing.
Room to twirl a cane.
He's got like a knot at the end of a rope, and he's like swinging it and like hitting Daniel Craig's Bond.
I've seen it the one time.
Oh my god, it's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
So good. There's a lot of real estate in this episode talking about the ball torture so far.
Well, that's what the Casino Royale.
Yeah.
That's the one in Venice, right?
Well, it ends in Venice.
Because Grace just made a comment about it. I forgot what she was talking about in reference to, but she was like, the same thing happened at Casino Royale, where they're like having a conversation while a building's coming down.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, not the time, people, not the time. Well, we met Greg Kinnear, who is Tom, who is Kate's American father. Mm-hmm. I forget what happened to her mother. She's dead, correct?
She's either dead or she, like, is sort of constantly strung out on drugs. She was a model.
So that's where the British came from. Mm-hmm. Okay. I approve of the stunt casting of Greg Kinnear.
Me too.
And he was interesting and charming, which a figure like that, I think a rookie would go severe and imposing. Yeah. And it's like, you can't get to that place without being charming and savvy and not putting people, or rather, and putting people at ease.
Yeah. I also just straight up love Greg Kinnear.
Is he the one that hosted Talk Soup?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was also Ross's boss on Friends, and Charlie left him.
Not at the museum, but at the school when he was a professor. Yeah.
Because.
Or he wasn't his boss, but he I think he was like tenure and this doesn't matter.
Well, because Charlie knew how to spell Bactodictiosaur.
Yeah.
Because it had a silent P.
Yeah.
I'm tired and a little bit. Woo. Yeah. I enjoyed this episode, but when we ended with like an unsuspecting Nadia walking in on Marianne in a cage, I was like, I think I've seen this before.
I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. So that was basically the gist of this whole episode, is like Joe and Kate are having like a kind of honeymoon phase, and then
he's insufferable with
just awful
those honeymoon phases
with women. And then Nadia is like really, really all the way out of 10 suspicious of Joe. Edward made an untoward comment about what you could shag him if you want like more
If you need
information
to get closer
or whatever.
to him.
So she did get what I'm assuming is actually supposed to be like a family member to help her break into Joe's apartment, and she found a key and then really put some pieces together in a way that, and like, where
She's
did
putting
Edward
the cast of Wolfpack to shame with her.
And like, where did Edward get those photos?
From
and,
his
like,
dad.
Why does his dad have those
I
photos?
think he's like
a person?
Camden Yards or whatever they call
Scotland
it. Scotland Yards.
So
he was like, because it was from Dawn's house. He was like, my dad. He said it as like a throwaway.
Right.
I am still largely enjoying this season, but there is 1 to 2 elements too many.
Yeah, right now I'm like, because
we haven't even gotten to Phoebe's engagement.
No, she was gonna go to rehab. Kate was helping her, and then Adam showed up, and instead they went and got hammered, and he proposed with a
stupid
string.
pie, and she ate all the holes.
Talk about like top of the world to just all the way down for Phoebe. But so Nadia's snooping around. She finds this key inside a book. She finds a book on torture, which is presumably where he read about the insane ball torture. And then okay. It was also, I will say, it was largely well set up within the episode only, because when Kate and Joe are on their date, he takes her to his favorite Indian restaurant. If you find the bad Indian restaurant in London,
that's what Kate said.
I feel like you're trying hard. Like, you have to be trying so hard. I've had Indian food in London multiple times, and it's all good. So she comments on how shit it is, and then the photos that Dawn was taking of Joe, every single photo, he's got a bag from this Indian takeaway
So then Nadia goes to the place and just meanders around until she finds that sketchy building that Kate also talked about, which has to be the government housing he grew up in.
Oh my God, it has to be. You're totally right.
So I was like, oh, I'm glad we're done with that. And butt scratched the surface.
Indeed. So Nadia, like a real white person, goes in there
deep,
all the way down.
Deep.
Turtles all the way down.
You're gonna need that coconut water.
I don't get it.
And Reese is keeping Marianne in a cage down there.
Yeah.
And he's had her for a hot minute.
Well, yeah, so he said he texted the babysitter that she tripped and fell in a heroin needle because she was a drug addict. And that she, like...
I don't think he literally texted the babysitter that. I think he was paraphrasing for Joe's sake.
Of course. Regardless, so now she's just, like, trapped down there. And Nadia found her, but the way that Reese said it when he was talking to Joe, he was like, we do have her in a cage. Who is we? Who's the other person?
Joe? Or is there another person that he's in cahoots? Fucking Connie.
I feel like there has to be another person. Also, Tom knows about Joe.
Yeah, I started to hit that earlier when we introduced her dad, Greg Kinnear's Tom. He knows that Joe is Joe, and he knows, was it Madre Linda?
Yeah.
He knows about Love Quinn. He thinks Joe killed Love, but he also knows that she was nuts.
So he doesn't really care. But he's just, so basically Reese...
But he's like, I want to know who else you killed, or if you killed anyone else.
Yeah. So Reese is like, I need you to kill Tom Lockwood because he's a threat to my campaign. And
he released like a news story about how Tom embellished his book.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know that can be a scandal a la A Million Little Pieces.
Yeah.
But
the falsifications don't seem, unless he has in fact erased his twin, in which case the more they dig into it, the harder it'll be. But the funny twist comes when...
And he would have to have a reason to erase his twin.
Tom also wants Joe to kill Reese, so he's in this like catch-22. So he would prefer to kill Reese, so he goes to the country house where he's like holed up after this book scandal.
Reese sent him there though.
Yeah.
Or
Tom sent him there. Yeah. After he
Tom the wee?
Scribbled in a first edition notated copy of Winston Churchill's book.
That's the most you gasped with the show. If you want to watch along with us, head on over to our Patreon at the $3 tier.
priceless
Uh-huh.
work of history. I don't even give a shit about Winston Churchill. Priceless history. Ridiculous.
Tom always wanted to be mentioned in the same breath as Winston Churchill.
I mean, I guess Joe fixes antique books. He'd take that page out. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Could you imagine if that's the end button of this?
What,
Joe fixing the Winston Churchill book? Well, for some reason, Phoebe was going to rehab.
Well, she's apparently on, not like rehab, but like a spa.
Okay.
Because she's like super duper
She's like
paranoid.
not doing well.
She's fired everybody.
And Kate was like, you're not, but also it's to be like you're doing medium given the stage.
She's also apparently on like pills.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maybe not rehab, but Kate is like, you should be like supervised by medical professionals.
So yeah, they're engaged with the string they found on the bar, and I don't know, Adam was being really weird, and
he gave Kate a look.
I could easily just believe that was like, I could believe that there's a plot that we're gonna look back at it, but I could also believe that was just a weird.
I mean, it looked on purpose.
I wasn't looking at him, so I didn't see it.
Tom has also dangled Lower East Side Manhattan Gallery for Kate, like kind of all expenses paid.
Oh, we did find out that she was she had done a lot of damage in her early life career. That she was a little bit of like a business science STEM prodigy, and her dad sort of like pushed her.
So she's actually the one that gave. She's the one that gave all the kids cancer.
You say that like
that's how she said it.
I think she was responsible for children getting cancer. I don't think she lined them up and pumped them full of cancer.
Imagine.
A lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
Again, 3 episodes.
There's 3 left. Yeah.
I'm still on the show's side, but I'm feeling stretched.
Yeah. We'll see.
My balls are bound. Let's say that.
I don't know.
Say that.
It's not medical grade yet or military grade yet. I guess I don't remember really how I felt at this point last season in order to like gauge my feelings.
Well, this is one of those shows that like I think of it in a slightly alternate reality.
Sure.
Like I think of it in a reality where like serial killers are sort of like scummy boyfriends.
Okay.
so it's easier
like a dime a dozen.
Yeah, it's easier to find yourself in these increasing predicaments, but is there still something going on with Kate? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not 100%.
I do want to know what's going on.
Me too.
Let's watch together and find out.
Yes, indeed. Bye.